Hello everyone and welcome to Quality Old Games. Today we are starting a new campaign, Imperial campaign in Rome Total War Remastered as Macedon, as you have hoped or requested, and we are going to do a short campaign with very hard difficulties. And it seems the initial difficulty of Macedon has been estimated as medium, and all of the modifiers has been set for Remastered. So, let's start the campaign. So we need to have 15 provinces and destroy Greek cities and Thracia.
Alexander did. He took a Greek army to the far Indus. There was nothing left to conquer. The world was his. But Alexander is dead. His empire is gone. And so we live in evil days. The free men of Greece have turned on each other instead of their proper enemies. Those who envy all that Greeks have done. Alexander must weep if the dead weep. I would weep in his place, but I would also hope. The world turns. What was may come again. The fates still spin the web of men's lives. So now, perhaps the gods wish Greeks to be great again. Perhaps a new Alexander will take up the sword. Bring order where there is chaos. Remake the world of men to a better plan. Perhaps.
Okay, so I think our initial strategy will be to conquer the whole Greek, modern area of modern Greek or Greece, and then we will take care of Thracia and then finish off the Greek cities, and I think after that we won't have much further to go until victory. So Athens will be our first target, after that Sparta and Themon, and from there we will head towards Byzantium and the two Thracian cities there. And let's try to get a peace treaty with Romans. And our financial situation seems to be decent. So let's see what kind of buildings we can do. I think port will increase trade pretty nicely. I think in Larissa as well. In Thessalonica, I think maybe mines, or do we have some temples that are beneficial for building military? Let's see. I think Ares. Yeah, Ares is Temple of Ares is good for that. And then Temple of Artemis to some degree. So let's build a shrine to Ares here. And in Bylatsor, I think we need to build Governor's Villa. And is this... We have taken care of every city here. Let's see about agents. We only have 2. And then it's time to build an army. So he has 2 stars for command, 0, 5, 4. But since Thessalonica as a large city needs a good governor, I think we will take the general from Larissa. And he can begin to move towards Athens. And we could have some mercenary peltasts, but I don't think we will take them. And then let's see what troops we will train. Levy pikemen, maybe they are the best choice here. Let's make some cavalry there, and nothing here. And these ships here, let's bring them also here. So, I guess we have finished turn number 1. And Athens is under siege. And they have some militia hoplites and peltasts there. Actually, I should have brought the spy to Athens first. And let's see, construction report. Thessalonica has completed the shrine. Let's build the mines, because that will bring 300 more. That's quite well.
Greetings.
I think we can have trade rights with Dacia. Maybe they want to share map information. No, we won't be paying anything.
Greetings.
Maybe we can have trade rights with Thracia, at least for now. And the army is growing. Let's see what we shall build in Bulatsora. I think a shrine to someone, maybe shrine to Demeter. Looks good. Larissa. I think roads will be beneficial in Corinth. A shrine to Zeus. And I think we have built everything we can at the moment. And let's train some new troops in Thessalonica. And let's send these reinforcements southwards. And I think we will wait one more turn until we assault Athens. Okay, Thessalonica has completed the mines. Let's build trader. In Bulatsora we have the temple. I think trader will be good. Corinth temple as well. Let's build barracks. And I think we are ready to assault. And I think we need to fight this manually, because it's a city battle with stone walls and the enemy has hoplites. So I'm not overly confident on the AI's capability to auto-resolve that into our favor. Unfortunately, our only infantry is hoplites as well. Fortunately for us, the enemy's infantry is hoplites too.
The ferryman will be busy today. He will take many souls to the afterlife.
So let's take...
Just make sure
That's a
that
pretty
yours is not
bright
one of them.
day, but I guess that's okay now. And it seems we have very limited number of troops here as well. So let's send one ladder and one ram. We have quite a few units of cavalry. Ah, that's difficult. So let's hope the battering ram reaches the gates. I think that's quite unlikely, but let's see. And there is one... Okay, that's Beltast unit that's guarding the gateway there. Okay. And that's burning. So let's take the phalanx formation off, and hopefully these militia hoplites will draw most of the enemy fire. You don't need to use flame arrows. I'm not sure, are they causing any damage here?
Praise the gods! The siege towers are at the walls! Now the real fight begins! Our soldiers have reached the walls with ladders! The bravest will soon be over the defenses!
Well, targeting those is at least doing some damage. So, as we get in, we are first going to crush those Beltasts with the militia hoplites. And then, as the gates are open, we will bring in the rest of the army. Unfortunately, by the way, our heavy focus on cavalry is not going to work into our favor. Because the enemy infantry is mostly hoplites. So they are shaken. Our units are as well. Some more militia hoplites are going down there. So let's take the gateway.
Our soldiers have captured the walls! Now is the time to press on and capture this place!
And I think it's imperative to take the rest of the towers from the enemy. Okay, they're wavering. And broken. So let's bring in the archers, and I think the horse masters there can, or rather the Greek cavalry, can run down the fleeing enemies. So we have 2 more enemy units at the city center that we need to take care of.
General! Cavalry! Macedon! Run! Hoplites! Paddy! Militia hoplites! Run! Form it! Form it! Unit! General! Light move! Lancers! Unit! Make haste!
Okay, they are light lancers. Okay, I think they are better than the Greek cavalry. Not to mention the missile cavalry. And you guys should hurry, so that tower can't cause too many casualties for us, or to us.
Ready! Go! Go! Go!
And then you can come here.
Move! Move! General! Hoplites! Paddy! Archers! Units! Await my order! Balls of Artemis! Quickly! Go! 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 Lancers! Unit! Balls of unit! Make haste! Hoplites! Paddy! Quickly! Quickly! Go! 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 Stop! Paddy!
Okay, now they are taking orders too.
Quickly! Archers! Militia hoplite! Form my phalanx! Hoplite militia! Stand it! Move! Move! Form it! Balls of Artemis! Form it! Quickly! Hoplites! Form it! Move! Move!
And the hoplites surely are taking their time.
Militia hoplites! Standard for my phalanx!
And it seems since they are militia, the forming of the phalanx isn't that great either. At least with this unit. Okay, nonetheless, we will start to fire.
Hoplite mil... Stop!
At least some men going down. It's good that we can lure the enemy units at one at a time here. So if our men can survive against this at nut rout, I think we are in pretty good position. And let's attack the flank here. least the formation is broken and they are broken all together.
No way for a leader to behave, but in battle it is beyond belief.
And there are not that many men left in that unit. And the rest will take quite a bit of arrow fire. So it's time
The enemy general is running away.
to move a
This
bit
is no
forward
way for a leader to behave, but in
so
battle
that we
it is
can
beyond belief.
try to get the another unit into the fight as well.
Like militia, destroy them!
And the general is still... Okay, now he panics. And we have victory and we have Athens, which is actually, I think, one of the wealthiest cities in this area. Which is of course nice.
Victory! This land is ours!
And we can build here, I think we'll begin with the roads. And let's retrain those militia hoplites. And I think we can train some more units as well. And let's see. Maybe Sparta will be our next target.
Yes, master. Searching
And let's see the construction report first. So the roads are completed. I think the ports will provide such a nice boost to the trading that we will build it. And then let's take the army. Actually, do we have coming of age? So we have Alois as a governor here. Good. And we can send... Can we... How long will it take to move it? Okay, so how does this work? So now we could move actor to Okay, it seems we cannot move him, or at least I don't know how. But let's take the army and march towards Sparta. And I think it's good to boost our army a bit with mercenaries. And I think reinforcing Larissa and Athens is a sound strategy as well. Okay, and we have a turn. And hopefully we can soon initiate diplomacy with Romans before they do that. That's a bit problematic. So let's
What do you
try to
consider?
have
A most generous proposal.
trade rights, and then
Be quick. Our
could we
patience
have a
is limited.
ceasefire?
Surely you jest.
Okay, apparently not. So we need to defend. Actually, this Greek diplomat bribe. What's the unit here? Phalanx by Levy pikemen. Okay. So in order to not to lose Corinth, I think we need to capture Sparta this turn, and then turn to face the Romans. And as can be expected, this battle might be a bit difficult against Spartan hoplites and hoplites as well. Fortunately, the walls are only wooden walls, so archers will be very beneficial here. And if the AI plays poorly, I think we can take care of most of the Spartan hoplites here before the battle really starts. So, missile units to the front, and I don't think that we need more than one unit to man the ram. But let's make it 2, just in case. Or 3. And is it so that the AI here has learned to play siege defenses a bit better, as there are no units near the gate for the archers to have target practice? Maybe these hoplites will come.
Our soldiers are at the walls. Now they must batter a way through.
Apparently they will.
Our soldiers are at the gates.
And if we are lucky, some Spartan hoplites as well.
The enemy gate is down. Our battering ram has done its work. Show no mercy. The enemy walls are down. Make sure their soldiers are buried beneath their ruins.
And the hoplites are starting to take a nice amount of casualties. And it seems our mercenaries are in a bit of trouble. So the general will help. And now comes the real test, as we will face the Spartan hoplites.
Archers, balls of Artemis. Units, run! Their tests. Heavy gunnery, like lancers. Units, run! Units, run! Units, run! Living pikemen. Pikemen, mercenary hoplites. Militia hoplites. Hoplite militia. Pike levy.
And let's try to get into a flanking position here. And let's bring in the rest of the hoplites there as well. And I think our cavalry could cause some damage with a flanking charge. And of course with these militia hoplites we need to be careful of low morale. And it's time for the archers to begin. The Spartan hoplites have their backs turned towards us. That's something. And let's bring in the cavalry. Seems we are bringing it to parade position. And the general needs to be close by. Okay, at least some Spartan hoplites going down. And let's try to charge the back of the Spartan hoplites here. Maybe we can do some damage here. Not much though. And this seems to be very difficult for the AI to move the cavalry properly here. So that's at least the one thing to be aware of when playing with Macedon. And I think the cavalry should withdraw. And it seems the AI in this remastered version is actually worse than in the original ROM. and the battle is ours, but the AI is really problematic in city battles. That's a thing one we need to keep in mind while we continue the campaign. And let's make actually city barracks. We could get phalanx pikemen. Let's build it first. Retrain the units and continue to train some pikemen. And let's bring in cavalry and mercenaries next to the Roman general. Hopefully we can reinforce the city if there is a need, and then attack next turn as we will have reinforcements. And apparently I didn't see that buildings are constructed here, so I think that's fine. Okay, and Larissa will be besieged.
We are surrounded.
Of course, that leaves Thermon with pretty small garrison, and Thracia betrays us.
Ready to sail. Yes, Captain. Sir, orders forward. My lord.
So basically that means that we need to let's see. I think Larissa can be trader. Athens, shrine to Zeus. Sparta is building the army barracks. So let's hope that this army will attack here. Or actually, if it's only Peltasts, that's Light Lancers unit should do pretty well against them. Okay, some Grecian archers as well. But the fact remains that the cavalry should do pretty well. Let's try that. And then near Corinth, I think we need to wait for the Romans to make the move. If they don't do that in several turns, we need to attack. So let's do as the AI does. And then let's keep these a bit more in the back. So are the enemies withdrawing? Apparently not. Okay.
Your general's nervous. that the gods should witness such a day, such a defeat.
Okay, that didn't go
Shame is our only
well.
reward.
So it seems in hard difficulty, even missile units can beat cavalry pretty easily. Let's hope we didn't lose the city, because missile units defending a city is pretty tough nut to crack, and of course we did lose it. Okay, so that's a major setback. We need to besiege the city and hopefully take it back rather quickly. And okay, and as it's a night battle, then our reinforcing army cannot interfere. And it seems the Romans performed here pretty well. So another setback. Of course we can besiege the Romans, and at least some of the units will starve in the city. So that of course is a good thing, and they will take casualties trying to take the city. Unfortunately we will lose the general as well. So they have some hastati, some velites, and 2 generals and 2 units of equites.
The ladders are at the walls, but there is still time enough to gather for a counterattack. The enemy have formidable siege towers at the walls. Prepare for some hard fighting. General Whitley, go, go, go! Ready. The walls are no longer ours. The enemy have taken them.
And if the equites will rush our hoplite militia, or militia hoplites, we could actually do some damage. And if some of the enemies decide to circle around, maybe some towers will do damage as well. Okay. And it seems our hoplite militia didn't perform that well. Yep, defeat and shame. Okay, so let's see if we can recapture or capture Larissa right away back for us.
On my order.
They are in phalanx formation. They should run and run fast so that the enemy missile units don't get a chance. Okay, and this battle seems to be progressing a bit better than the last two. Fortunately, the archers are not shooting, nor are the peltasts. I'm not certain that we will have the city here, even though the enemy flees, so let's make some more casualties still. And I think next turn, or next time, we will charge. Okay, this went well. Something salvaged from the catastrophe of the last two battles, and then there will be, of course, pretty soon the plague in Thessalonica. I won't exterminate it because it's our population, so...
Our patience is limited. Surely you jest. Be quick. Our patience is limited. Surely you jest.
Okay. So apparently no peace. But let's besiege Corinth, and I don't think we plan to enter the city. So let's rather lure the Romans out. And then fight them, or if need be, then starve them out. In Thessalonica, I think we can have a temple, and in Athens, I think paved roads will be beneficial, so that we can keep the empire together. Here, hopefully, Thracians will attack soon. And the Romans are sallying out. And they have lesser amount of men, but still, I don't think this is an easy battle. And there are stone walls, so we cannot even engage near the gates. So basically we need to make a line a bit farther back, and actually we cannot even utilize the terrain here that much. So phalanxes to the front. Missiles behind them, or actually, could we put the troops in such a way that the missile units can begin to fire as the enemy comes out of the gates. And we have decent amount of cavalry, so maybe we could do some flanking maneuvers here. I think we need to crush that first unit of hostility with cavalry, so the infantry has time to get into position. And maybe that went a bit too far. Let's try to take care of those velites. Okay, they are fleeing. What about the other unit? And did we actually take the gateway? No, we didn't. Unfortunately. I think we will continue the fight. Especially if the enemy still comes out. We have pretty good chance to cause more damage. Yes, the enemy general is out. Good. First Roman general down. So, if we end the battle now, will it still be a draw? Okay, the Romans are here. So that the AI seems to be bugged. Let's send in the Peltasts to capture the gateway, as the hastati will flee. Okay. Now it's time to get in, and on top of those, that gateway. So now it's ours, and basically we could now push with these phalanxes and archers and the general to the city square. So 97 equites and 53 bodyguards, plus the general. And we can fire, so the enemy hopefully will charge and lose at least the bodyguard here.
The enemy general flees! Press forward so that the spirit of his army is a broken tool! The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us! It is time to press the attack!
And this is starting to look pretty good. So let's take down the last enemy units here and recapture the city for us. They don't have enough men to cause us to rout, hopefully. Okay. And since it's our city, let's not exterminate it, all the population there. And with that, okay, we need to do one additional defensive battle. I think this should be doable.
Take up the spear and await my order, units!
And the enemy seems to be having one ram, so we could form up near the gate. But last time we did that, the result was rather catastrophic. So let's play it safe in the city square. Actually, it seems the enemy has suffered some casualties as well. So I think this should be doable rather easily. Especially as the enemy general is not following his troops. Okay, here he comes. And the militia cavalry is fleeing. I think the Peltasts will soon follow. The general is a bit problematic here. But I think we are doing fine. And it seems the enemy general got to flank us.
God be praised! The enemy king now shows his true colors as he runs from the...
And let's chase down. That was actually pretty interesting that the AI of this bodyguard did nothing as the enemy attacked from the back. So one additional thing to keep in mind, but heroic victory nonetheless. But not as heroic as it could have been. So we finished no constructions last turn, but at least Corinth requires some directions. So let's build a shrine to Zeus and retrain some militia hoplites. And Larissa is building cavalry, which is nice. And let's improve the walls a bit. Then the Greek army here is pretty decent, but I think we can send majority of the units from here towards Themon, and at least that cavalry will need to be retrained as well as possible. And here let's reinforce the defenses a bit. In Athens as well. And let's see about taxes. I think we can raise them pretty nicely all across the empire, it seems. Yes. So financially, at least we are doing pretty well. Maybe the Brutii want to have peace after that humiliating defeat. Let's go and see. Thessalonica has finished the temple. I think roads will be beneficial in Bulatsora. Maybe roads as well. And in Sparta let's build a port, and in Corinth I think roads will be beneficial as well. And in Sparta, of course, now we can begin to train phalanx pikemen, which is some excellent news. Let's bring those full stacks of levy pikemen to Corinth and retrain the... Okay, the spy can go away. And let's retrain the levy pikemen before training the phalanx pikemen. And here we need to send these to be retrained. While the main army moves a bit closer. Actually, let's not move closer to Thermon just yet. And next turn we can have some mercenaries. And maybe some reinforcing hoplites as well. Okay, the Brutii are trying again. This time it shouldn't be so easy. I think good relations with Scythia would would be very beneficial. And another Thracian army moving against us. So Athens has constructed roads. Maybe we can afford mines, and Larissa can improve trade. And let's send a spy into Thermon. Some mercenaries. And the settlement is besieged. And as the enemy has quite a lot of missile units, that cavalry will be beneficial there. And actually it seems we have a new governor. So maybe we will send him to Larissa to boost trade a bit. And then actually next turn we need to initiate the diplomatic discussion with Brutii. Athens is besieged. Bulatsora is besieged. And let's see.
Be quick. Our patience is. Surely you jest.
Okay.
Can I be of service? Yes, my lord.
Maybe these 5 units are enough to drive the Romans away. Let's wait a bit if they decide to attack. Here a bit more cavalry. Here more infantry. And this city here should fall to us rather easily. And I think after losing this city, the Greeks lose their last sanctuary here in the Peloponnesian Peninsula. So if they lose the Battle of Athens, their army will be destroyed. Of course, now we should push also to northwards. And it seems the gates are open. Let's see if the archers can do some damage. At least against those militia hoplites.
Our soldiers have captured the walls. Now is the time to press on and capture this place.
Militia hoplites are not moving. Interestingly. So maybe a couple of arrows will put some action into them. that unit got annihilated. We are ready to move forward. So let's bring in the archers to the city. Or actually, let's not bring them in, but let's bring in some cavalry to chase down those peltasts. So the enemy army consists of militia cavalry, peltasts, and 2 units of general's bodyguard. Looks like a composition army is pretty well suited to take on. And the first unit of peltasts seems to be going down. Militia cavalry comes to challenge us. So let's move the phalanxes forward. Let's bring in the missile units. How are we doing here? Fighting against the militia cavalry. We should be able to break them if they are not supported by the general's bodyguard, which they soon will be. Okay. Then again, if we decide to flee with these, they will break even faster, and we will lose all of them without causing any casualties to the enemy. So apparently we need to accept some losses here. They are holding decently. But I think we will lose both of the units. Let's see if we can beat those. Okay, the enemy cavalry is forming up again. Or coming here. So let's put the hoplites here in position. Let's see, militia hoplites are still eager, doing nice damage to the enemy general's bodyguard. However, that won't last. Maybe the peltasts can help a bit. Okay, excellent. Surprising, but a welcome surprise. And it seems the rest of the bodyguard seem to suicide against our phalanxes, and the city is ours. That actually went pretty well. And here we can exterminate. With good conscience, I guess. So let's retrain the cavalry units and make some more. And then I think the main army can push a bit northwards to capture rebel settlement before moving against Thracia, against Tulis and Campus Gitai. And for that endeavor, I think we need some more troops, which are fortunately coming. In Sparta, it seems we cannot upgrade the temple, but let's build roads at least. And we can have the Romans besiege the city there a couple of more turns.
My lord? My lord?
Larissa will be reinforced a bit. And we have a turn, I guess. Okay, the Greek army is moving away. Romans are still continuing the siege. And here we need barracks. So Thessalonica has roads. Let's make large temple of Ares. Larissa has a trading post. Let's build barracks. Thermon has roads and barracks there as well. So we will leave at least some of the militia hoplites there. And Apollonia will be our next target. I think this is army large enough to take it. And I think Thessalonica needs to bolster its defenses. As the Greek army is on the move. And maybe we could and should strike at Tarentum instead of against the Thracians there. Because if we can knock out the Brutii, I think we will have some measure of peace from the Romans. So let's actually bring the diplomat back on a scouting mission. And the Romans have one more turn to back away until they will be destroyed. Let's see about construction. Athens has mines, excellent. Maybe we will make large mines, or rather, let's build the improved port rather. It will be more beneficial for us. And it seems the Romans brought a rather large army of reinforcements. So maybe Corinth is a governor again. Well, we found out why the southern Italy is so poorly defended. And I think we need to defend the city square. And I think the enemy will attack from that direction. The other ram most likely won't be able to break the gates on the other side.
Move! Move! Militia hoplite! Hurry!
So let's start and let's see how the Romans fare. If they can only capture the gateway, that will give us a nice opportunity to shoot at them with the towers as well.
The ladders have reached the walls, but the enemy have to still get inside the settlement.
I think that's the case. So, unfortunately, there is a direct pathway towards the city center, but maybe some of the enemies will try to circle around and thus get shot from the towers. Okay, at least some are trying to circle us. Excellent. Every Roman casualty in this battle will make it easier to recapture the city. And the real battle is about to begin. Towers are still doing pretty great.
Your general ally is dead because of his foolishness. His men will lose heart. The gods be praised! The enemy general is dead! His men know their doom approaches! Attack ready! Let me fight!
And actually we managed to slay both Roman generals. That's pretty well, considering we are losing the city.
Defeat and shame are the only rewards from this battle.
But the Romans took heavy casualties as well, and I think we will be able to capture Corinth pretty soon. So let's besiege it and send some reinforcements. It seems those mines they are flooding. Let's see about construction reports. Sparta has finished roads. Maybe we should dismantle this temple and build one for Ares. Larissa has finished barracks. Let's continue with market. Thermon has completed barracks. Let's continue with port. And let's check this Roman army. It's pretty much intact. And Sparta can continue training phalanx pikemen. Let's bring in the governor of Athens and some of his men to reinforce the army. In here, and And actually the siege at Bulatsora has been lifted. Is the enemy eyeing Thessalonica? Maybe it is. And here... Let's try to take Apollonia. That shouldn't be too difficult. Maybe we can do auto-resolve. Okay, clear victory. A bit too high casualties for my liking, but victory nonetheless. That can be dismantled. And then we can build a shrine to Zeus. And I guess the army will need to wait a bit until moving against Tarentum. It will take a bit time to bring in the fleet. Okay, the Romans are besieging Sparta. Interesting. And are the gates open? They are getting a bit greedy. But it works for us as they are not concentrating their forces to one place. So we can besiege this city as well. And then the Romans should not be able to reinforce the other city neither. Interestingly, by the way, they managed to construct that ram instantaneously. So, okay, and they don't have even a general, proper general. That's... I haven't seen this before. So how... Is this some kind of new trait in the remastered version? And the Roman army is entering the city.
The enemy have taken them.
And hopefully the general will charge first, because that way we may kill him before his troops begin to fight us, and thus they may break quite a bit easier. But let's see. And the battle is about to begin. And actually the Hastati are wavering already. Looks good. Hopefully we can take... Okay, the enemy general is fleeing.
Now he flees the field like a coward. Your general now lies dead because of his foolishness. His men will lose heart.
Well, at least the Roman did take some casualties. Unfortunately, we were unable to break them. At least majority of them.
That the gods should witness such a day, such a defeat.
Okay, and Thracians are besieging Thessalonica. Let's see. Let's construct a wooden wall there. In Bulatsora, I think wooden wall as well. In Sparta, we cannot do anything. Apollonia, neither. And the Julii are entering the fray here. Let's see if we can have some mercenaries, Grecian archers, excellent. We will need those. And in Athens and in Larissa, I think we need to train some more troops. Can we hire some mercenaries? Yes, we can, and we will. And time to take the next turn. And now Bulatsora is besieged as well. Fortunately, the Julii are not moving to engage us. At least not yet. Let's see about the construction report. Athens has improved port. Let's build trader. Theemon has a port. I think we will build a shrine to Zeus, and the fleet will begin its journey. Or then not, because I think that Greek fleet will be able to beat us. By the way, is there an army aboard? I think because of that we need to try to engage. But apparently that was to no avail. Let's build a trireme. Maybe we can drive the Greeks out. Okay. The situation seems to be pretty enticing, but it's time to save. And thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. That will help a great deal. You can also post comments about my gameplay. You can give some tips and so on. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.